Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I'm back to post a quick video here. This is actually going to be a double video response. I'm going to do a response to Sydney's, her 700 subscribers contest. Of course, congratulations on the 700 subs. It's always interesting watching your videos because every time I watch any of your videos, one of my first thoughts is always like you're young, but you have like this old soul inside of you. It's just kind of like I don't know. It's like your music, your taste, your knowledge of music, and everything else. You know, you would swear you've been around music for 40, 50, 60 plus years, and I love that about your videos. So, congratulations on the 700 subs. Always great hearing you and seeing the stuff that you share on your channel, which is really awesome. The second thing I'm going to respond to, which was kind of a quick right to the point type question, so I thought I would just kind of do a double video here. Robert Z's contest as well. As a matter of fact, let me start off with Robert Z's because I had two pretty clear-cut answers. Didn't take much time to think about that at all. But basically, he had this magic light that he developed, and whenever he flashed that light and we saw it, it would make us kind of be able to go back and completely erase everything we know about a certain album and be able to hear it for the first time all over again. So the way I kind of took that question, Robert, was I look at it from a standpoint of there's a lot of albums which I really love that I would love to hear for the first time again, but what I tried to figure out is which albums, when I heard them for the first time, they were like the greatest thing I've ever heard, and maybe now I'm at the point where I can't even listen to them. So I tried to figure out which albums had that largest gap, period. And there's basically two of them I came up with. Number one is Van Halen, 1984. I mean, everyone knows this masterpiece. Guess I should do it like this. But yeah, when this came out back in 84, I love this album. I played it all the time. I thought there could be no better rock song ever written, better than Jump. I mean, I thought it was just the best song in the entire world. And I listened to it constantly. But, again, to sit back and listen to this album today, it's very, very challenging. I mean, Panama, Jump, and all that just kind of, sometimes things just get beaten in the ground. And this is one album that kind of happened with. So I would love to hear Van Halen 1984 for the first time all over again. As you hear that killer hot-blooded guitar solo in the background. The next one too, which is probably definitely my number one, what probably is for a lot of people too, which is Led Zeppelin 4. I mean, again, Stairway to Heaven was one of the most moving classic rock songs I've ever heard in my entire life, and I played it out to no end, junior high and high school. Oh, it got serious rotation in my regular playing habits. But again, to typically throw on Led Zeppelin 4 and try to listen to it from front to back now, I would say more so than any other album, this has to be the one where when I first discovered it, it was the album of all albums, and now it's extremely difficult, if almost not impossible, to pick it up and listen to it on any level right now. So this is one, probably the number one that I would love to be able to erase the memory and just hear it from scratch. Now, one thing that was kind of interesting, though, because this just happened recently, I showed about a video tour ago, I got that Led Zeppelin studio album set. And so what I usually do when I get a studio box set like that is I will go through and listen to every album from front to back, like I did with Judas Priest a while ago when I got their complete collection. But it's just kind of neat. There's something about that, like hearing the band progress in, for lack of better terms, real time. It's just really interesting. And so when I went through and did that with Zeppelin, I was actually able to listen to Led Zeppelin 4. And I was able to kind of hear it again, which is something I have not been able to do for years. I mean, years and years and years, literally. But kind of when I changed the context that I listened to it in, it was really cool. And it was just kind of one flowing piece of the whole Led Zeppelin trilogy. And so I listened to it from front to back about, it's just a couple days ago. So I just got that set not too long ago. And it really was cool. So when I was hearing songs like when the levee breaks, or what was the other one that really stuck out in my mind the other day? I mean, Black Dog and Rock and Roll is still pretty, well burnt into my psyche, if you will. But the Battle of Evermore, I think that was the one. That it was just kind of like, man, if that song came out today, it would just be like woo. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is I was able to hear some of the genius in Led Zeppelin 4 again. I've always been able to say it was genius, but I have not heard the genius in it for quite some time. But going through that set, I was able to actually listen to it the other day, which is kind of cool. But anyway, so there you go, Rob Z. That's the one that I would pick for my, or the two, I should say. I would complete my complete wipe and start over again. I might throw, I don't know, I might throw Kisses Alive 2 in that mix, but not so much because I can't listen to it today, but just because of how cool it was when I heard it the first time. Because I can still, matter of fact, I just played that CD a couple weeks ago, so I still listen to it pretty regularly. But if I could just hear You Wanted the Best, You Got the Best, and Detroit Rock City kick in for the first time all over again, that would be pretty cool too. So there you go, Rob. Now on to Sydney. Her 700 subscribers contest. She had kind of a good straightforward question, which was show some different songs, albums, album titles, that type of thing that have a person's name in the title. She called it the name game, I believe. So obviously there's quite a few of those out there, but I just kind of took the first 15 that came to my mind, and so that's what I'm going to share with you. So here's to Sydney's 700 subs. Definitely glad to be one of them. We'll start off here with Thin Lizzy. Of course, this is Live and Dangerous, very popular live album. And you got the song Rosalie / Cowboy Girl song, I think is the actual title there. So that's one I would pick. Let's see, next. I mean, of course, you got to go with Heart. You start talking about names, how can you skip Dreamboat Annie? Work a little Kiss into here. This is Love Gun. And of course, Christine 16. And you always got Beth as an option on Kiss too, but I thought that one was a tad bit more obvious. Only wanted to pull one Kiss out. Jefferson Airplane. It's a really good one too. You have the track Martha on here. It's the second track on side 4. And the crazy man himself, Rob Zombie. Of course, this is American-made music to strip by. And you got the song on here, Resurrection Joe and Rosa Whore. So you got two names in one title there, as you can see. That's an awesome album cover too. I mean, just the color scheme in that album cover, I really, really like that. It's just one of those ones that always jumps out and really captures your eye. And no, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about the actual design of the cover. So don't be funny. Of course, Derek and the Dominoes, Layla. Dave Brubeck. I always mess up his name saying that. This is Time Out. Very, very great track here, and I'm sorry, great record. And of course, you have the song Kathy's Waltz. So that's another one. Then a couple by this artist, one of my favorite old school R&B artists, Wilson Pickett. And you gotta have Mustang Sally in there, as well as his cover of the Beatles' Hey Jude. So another great one there. Mr. Hendrix, Wind Cries Mary, another one of his classic tracks, Awful Experience. Darling Nikki by the freak himself, Prince. Sandy. Love it, off the Annie soundtrack. And then of course you have Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Great track. So you got the name Judy there. EPMD, Strictly Business, their debut album back in 1988. One of my favorite hip-hop albums of all time. This is another album I wouldn't mind hearing from, or being able to erase and hearing it fresh. I mean, I still love it today, but again, this album has just always been one of those at the top of my list hip-hop wise. But anyway, the song Jane. And then on their next album, they had Unfinished Business. They had a song titled Jane 2. So, and then the last two here, got one by Public Enemy, Polly Want a Cracker. So Polly, got the name on that. Fear of a Black Planet, great classic LP there. And last but not least, Tommy Two-Tone, of course, 8675309 Jenny. So there you go. Again, just the first 15 that came to mind. I'm sure there's a ton more I could have pulled out. But, so there you go, Robert Z, response to your thread. And again, Sydney, congratulations so much on the 700 subs. You deserve every single one, plus so many more. So we look forward to more videos from you. And as always, VC, we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.